Okay, you guys, welcome to day 5 of our Freedom Challenge. Today we're going to talk about time freedom, which in my book is really just time management. We all have the same 24 hours a day, so why does it seem like some people are able to accomplish so much more, or maybe they seem to have so much more free time to do the things that they enjoy? If you feel like your time is getting away from you, I really recommend that you take 7 days to document your thoughts, your actions, your activities throughout that week. Now, I understand taking 7 days to document that all does take some time, but it will give you a really good look at where you might be losing hours each week on things that you don't enjoy, aren't productive, and are not bringing any more fulfillment to your life. And so if you spend 1 week doing that, but you add hours and hours to each week for the rest of your life, it's definitely a good cause. Now today I want to talk about 4 different things that we can do to create more freedom in our time. So the first thing is to plan your day before you start your day. I am a huge advocate of planning. When we had our organization challenge, you saw that I had 2 glass calendars in my office where I have the current month and the following month. And this is where we list all of our kids' activities, our family activities, different work things, different trips, and it gives me an opportunity to, at a glance, see everything that's going on in that week or in that month, and I can see where I've got more time to add things to and where I just have to say no. I also do schedule different things in my phone to keep me on tasks. You also want to make sure that when you're planning your day, you are scheduling in your physical activities, the things that support you emotionally and mentally, because when you are physically exhausted or very foggy mentally, it's hard to complete that day's tasks. So we also want to look at number 2, which is prioritizing, delegating, and hiring out. So we want to look at the time quadrant, which is usually the most common, is we want to look at things that are important and things that are not important, and cross them with things that are urgent and things that are not urgent. So obviously the things that are important and urgent should take priority in your day. Things that are important but not urgent, you have a little bit more leeway and you can schedule them for a more convenient time. Things that are neither important or urgent should probably just be crossed off your list, right? And this gives us an idea of how to prioritize. You also really want to use that power hour at the beginning of the day to get your most important tasks done first, or things that maybe are most overwhelming. There's the book called Eat the Frog that tells you to just eat the frog first thing in the morning. If there's something that you kind of are avoiding doing or you're not looking forward to but needs to be done and you leave it for the end of the day, you will procrastinate so much to where like you're just looking for things to do to waste your time so that you can avoid getting to that task. So make sure that you prioritize. You also want to look at things that you can delegate that don't need to be done by you, or things that you can hire out. So, I mean, this might be cleaning your house, yard work, running errands, different things like that. Now, if your budget allows, hiring out is really great. Or if your budget does not allow, then sometimes doing some trades. I remember when I was first getting my business started, I was very strapped financially. And so I traded babysitting with a friend where she took my kids one day and I took her kids one day. And that gave me a whole afternoon where I was able to really focus on my work. I also traded meals with my neighbor where she made dinner Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I made dinner Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So that's 3 whole evenings a week that I didn't even have to worry about dinner or think about it. But when I was making dinner, I just added a little bit more to feed 2 families. So there's things that you can do that way. So you want to be creative. The third thing that we want to talk about is bulking your tasks together and avoiding distractions. So if you're doing, like for me, for example, I do all my calls in a row. I do them all together because I'm in the zone, I'm making phone calls. If I had to have phone calls all over throughout my day, then it gets a little bit difficult. Or responding to emails, scheduling all of your communication during the day to do it all together. Or maybe it's twice a day where you've got different times where you respond to all of your emails. So different tasks, if they're in the same category, you want to kind of bulk them together so that you can get in the zone. We also want to avoid distractions and multitasking. So this means turning off notifications. If you are in the middle of doing something that takes cognitive function and you have a notification come up and you go to respond to that social media comment or whatever else, it can take you up to 40 minutes to get back into the zone of what you were doing. We also want to avoid multitasking anytime you need to use brain power. Now, this does not mean like you can't fold laundry while you're watching a movie or something, but when you're needing brain power, then anytime you're multitasking, that actually can drop your IQ by 15 points. It would be equivalent to you pulling an all-nighter and then trying to use your brain to function. So this really cuts down on your productivity and it cuts down on your creativity. So multitasking is not a great thing to do. The fourth thing, that we want to do is we really want to declutter and organize. So whether this is your mail, your clothes, your thoughts, the things in your computer, anytime that you have to spend a lot of time searching for things or trying to find where you left something, you're going to waste unnecessary time. So make sure that you even take time each day to declutter things that start to build up so that you can have more space in your mind and you're more physically free to just get the tasks done. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for joining me and spending your time with me today.